In the following, I will give case analysis. I have to tell you that in this part, you need to know the writing mode. Knew. Let's look at the following sentences. First, I love my son. In this sentence, my son is the new information. Second, my son loves playing computer games. In this sentence, my son becomes the old information. Playing computer games is the new information. Third, playing computer games does harm to his eyes. In this sentence, the new information, playing computer games, becomes the old information. If we use this kind of logical way to write, we can make our writing understood easily by readers. If we change the order of the second and the third sentences, readers will be definitely in great confusion. Now, let's move to the case learning. This article comes from Science Translational Medicine. The guideline for this journal: the introduction should provide sufficient background information to make the article intelligible to readers in other disciplines, and sufficient context that the significance of the experimental findings is clear. Technical terms should be defined. Symbols, abbreviations, and acronyms should be defined the first time they are used. Title is Mutant Neuropeptide S receptor reduces sleep duration with preserved memory consolidation. Sleep remains a relatively understudied phenomenon, despite being essential in some form to most vertebrate life. Although humans spend about 1/3 of their lives in the sleep state, an understanding and recognition of its importance for our well-being are severely lacking. The first two sentences are the background information and the general problem. The logic of new can be clearly shown. The new information of the first sentence, vertebrate life, becomes the old information in the second sentence, humans. The first two sentences give us the background and a general problem. Then, authors state the importance of sufficient sleep. Sleep of sufficient duration, continuity, and depth is necessary to maintain high cognitive performance during wake and to prevent certain physiological changes that may predispose individuals to many adverse health outcomes. The data is used in the following sentence to support. On average, people require about 8 to 8.5 hours of sleep each day to function optimally. The last sentence of the first paragraph points out the problem. However, current surveys indicate that 35 to 40% of the adult U.S. population sleeps less than 7 hours on weekday nights, a duration known to lead to cumulative deficits in behavioral alertness and vigilant attention. The first paragraph uses logic of new to narrow down the research. Let's look at the translation of the first paragraph. 睡眠尽管在某种程度上对大多数脊椎动物来说是必须的，但它相对的是一个仍在研究的现象。人类虽然一生中有大约1/3的时间是处于睡眠状态，但是我们严重缺乏其对人类健康的重要性的了解和认识。有充足的时间、连续性和深度的睡眠是人在清醒状态下保持高认知能力和防止某些可能会导致个体出现不良健康现象的生理变化所必须的。平均来看，人们每天需要大约8到8.5小时的睡眠，使机体能最佳发挥其功能。然而，目前的调查显示，35%至40%的美国成年人在工作日晚上的睡眠时间不足7个小时。减少的睡眠时间会导致不断积累的在行为警觉和注意力上的缺失。Authors now figure out the research scope, sleep duration. So, in the second paragraph, they should talk about the duration based on the logic of new. Sleep duration varies greatly and appear to be normally distributed in the general population among individuals and are heavily influenced by both genetic and environmental factors, making their investigation particularly challenging. In this sentence, authors clarify the research scope, sleep duration, and offer the background. Then, in the following sentences of this paragraph, authors use literature review to clarify the significance of previous studies. The specific mechanisms underlying these differences are largely unknown. And until the recent identification of the first human gene mutation linked to a short sleep duration trait. There has no knowledge regarding genetic contributions to short sleep in humans. People with this trait, Firminian natural short sleep, FNSS, have a lifelong tendency to sleep only 4 to 6 hours per night, while still feeling well rested. Anecdotally, these individuals also do not seem to bear the greater load of comorbid disorders traditionally associated with chronically restricted sleep. Identification of human FNSS genes presents an opportunity to study not only the genetics of human sleep dynamics, but also the relationship between sleep, homeostasis, and health. The second paragraph clarifies the scope and explains it with literature review. The last sentence states the significance of studies related. Let's look at the translation of the second paragraph. 睡眠时间在个体之间有很大的差异，一般在人群中似乎是正态分布，并且在很大程度上同时受到遗传和环境因素的影响，这使得研究特别具有挑战性。这些差异背后的具体机制在很大程度上是未知的，直到最近发现了第一个与短睡眠相关的人类基因突变，人们才知道基因对人类短时间睡眠的影响。有这一特点的人，家族性自然短睡眠 FNSS 一生都倾向于每晚只睡4到6个小时，但仍然感觉到休息得很好。有趣的是，这些人似乎也不患有被认为与长期短时间睡眠相关的并发症。人类 FNSS 基因的发现不仅为研究人类睡眠动力学的遗传效应提供了机会，而且也为研究睡眠类稳态与健康之间的关系提供了机会。In fact, in this paragraph, authors point out the nature of the research human gene mutation. In the third paragraph, based on the research nature, authors further the research by stating the research objectives, methods, results, and discussion. Let's look at it. In this study, we identified another FNSS family and report a mutation. This is a nature. In the NPSR1 gene, this is objective, causing a short sleep phenotype. Here, mutation is the nature of research, and in the NPSR1 gene is the objective. Application of new writing style could be seen clearly. What is MPS R1? The second sentence begins with MPS R1. Neuropeptide S receptor 1, MPS R1, is a G protein coupled receptor whose cognate ligand, neuropeptide S, MPS, has been reported to modulate arousal and sleep behaviors. This sentence provides brief information about the research objective. The following sentence uses literature related to illustrate it. Administration of MPS in mice increases wakefulness and hyperactivity. Next, authors give the research method. We recreated the putative FNSS mutation MPS R1 Y206H in mice. And then authors give 3 results. Found that those carrying the homologous mutation showed a short sleep, phenotype similar to human FNSS, result 1. Further, they appeared to be resistant to certain memory deficits associated with sleep deprivation, SD, result 2. Correspondingly, we showed the MPS R1 Y206H substitution changed downstream signaling dynamics and neuron behaviors in mouse brain in response to MPS treatment, result 3. The last sentence is the discussion. This data suggests a causative role for the MPS R1 Y206H mutation in the short sleep phenotype and advance our understanding of the genetic players in human sleep variability with potential therapeutic implications. You should also notice the way of writing, new, which helps you easily understand the development of the logic. Let's look at the translation of the third paragraph. 在这项研究中，我们发现了另一种 FNSS 家族，并报道了一种因 MPSR1 基因突变导致短睡眠表型。神经肽 S 受体1是一种肌蛋白偶联受体，其同源配体神经肽 S、NPS 已被报道可调节觉醒和睡眠行为。给小鼠注射 NPS 会增加小鼠的觉醒和亢奋。我们在小鼠体内重新建立了假定的 FNSS 突变 MPSR1 Y206H 模型，并发现携带该同源突变的小鼠表现出与人类 FNSS 相似的短睡眠表现。除此之外，它们似乎对与睡眠剥夺 SD 相关的某些记忆缺陷具有抵抗力。相应的，我们发现 MPSR1 Y206H 的替代 改变了小鼠大脑下游信号动力学和神经元行为对 NPS 处理的响应。这些数据揭示了 NPS R1Y206H 突变在短睡眠表型中的致病作用，并促进了我们对遗传因素在人类睡眠变异中的理解，并具有潜在的治疗意义。In this case study, I believe you have understood the structure of the introduction, which is shaped like a funnel from general to specific, gradually narrowed down. This part usually includes scope, nature, method, results, but there is exception. Sometimes there is no method, while there is discussion or catalog of the article. So it depends on the requirements of target journals. But the most important thing is you have to master the writing way, new, so as to make your writing smooth and logic.